All right, hello everybody, and welcome into the Season 19 College Football Playoff Committee meeting, the only one of the season. Our job is to not only decide the playoff, but decide the rankings 1 through 25. So we have an 11 auto bids, and then we just have to seed them and finish the top 25, which then settles all of the bowls. So if you want to listen to the full VOD, it will be on YouTube. We'll be toggling between the game to see actual results, and then also Coach Rick's RPI. It just kind of basically break down things into Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4 wins, and kind of gives like resume, strength of schedule, that kind of stuff, just to give us a little bit more information. So currently, based on the resumes, it shows Texas State is their best resume, Florida State 2, Florida 3, that kind of stuff. How do you guys want to go? Who's here helping me? Do we want to just go 1 through 25, or do we want to decide the 3 at-larges first and then rank the playoff and then finish the top 25? How do you guys want to do it?
We can't for rank ones first.
How did we do it last year? I think we did playoff first last year.
Yeah, normally what we do is we figure out who the at-large teams are first, and then we finish out the rankings after that.
Yeah, I like that better.
Okay, so just based off Rick's sheet here, the people who are in the in the battle for the at-larges is Florida. They didn't play. Then Georgia Tech, you got Miami, Minnesota, Maryland, UTSA, Tennessee is in there, Arkansas, and that's probably kind of it. I think I would cut the line off at Arkansas from considering, because I don't think Eastern Michigan, Kent State, or Washington deserve a look here.
Who are all the one losses from that?
We have no one losses.
No one loss.
No.
Only one loss is UTSA.
Yeah, so you got, so if you want to say UTSA is a one loss, so Florida, Georgia
I was just trying to see how many.
Minnesota, Maryland, UTSA, Tennessee, Arkansas. So that's like, what, 8 teams for 3 spots. So does anybody kind of want to... I mean, I think Florida is...
out of here.
I mean, I think Florida is
clearly one
of them.
So Florida has 4 good wins, but then both of their losses are pretty bad.
Yeah,
they have a tier 3 loss and a tier 4 loss.
But they beat Tennessee, so there's a head-to-head over a
tier 1.
That
so
is
here,
true.
I have their schedule. So here is Florida. They beat Tennessee at Tennessee. They beat Auburn at home, and then they beat Miami, and they beat Florida State. So they've beaten...
I think we kind of have to include Florida then.
So so they beat 2 of the bubble teams. So I think
God damn, what a resume.
Yeah, I think it's safe to put Florida
Literally, besides, how do you lose to Kentucky and South Carolina? Like,
that's just brutal.
Injuries. They had some injuries, and those are not good losses, but they are both on the road. So okay, so there's Florida.
God damn, they got blown out in that loss. Fuck.
Let's look at Georgia Tech now. Let's see what Mike's cooking with his resume.
So who's in the playoffs? So we have Florida, Notre Dame.
Yeah, so if you look
Stanford, Iowa State, Florida State.
If you look at here, all the bolds are in the playoff.
All right, it's Texas State, Iowa, Auburn.
So Georgia Tech, they beat Maryland and they beat Texas State. That's probably the best win on the board. Texas State, of course, 12-1. Maryland, their losses were Miami, so Miami and Florida State. So, yeah, I get that why they'd be behind Florida with that Florida State result. But they have a good win against Maryland and a good win against Texas State, but they lost to Miami. So, I guess let's look at Miami because they're the next team up in these rankings that Rick has. So they beat North Carolina before it was cool, so I don't know how we want to judge that, but it is technically a quality win. They lost close to Florida State. They did lose to Maryland. They beat Georgia Tech, though, and they lost to Florida, so kind of
like,
2 good wins.
So who did Maryland beat?
Well, let's look at Minnesota next. We'll get to Maryland in a second.
lost to
So here is
Nebraska.
Minnesota. Minnesota has the non-conference is not very good. Army's the best
That's
win,
weeks.
non-conference, and then in conference they lose to Nebraska, lose to Illinois. They have no statement win. I mean, it's the Iowa win, who's in the playoff, but that's not the best resume.
This kind of looks like BYU IRL, doesn't it? One
little
statement
bit.
win, but not
It
bad.
kind of does, yeah.
So now Maryland, though, they played Iowa and lost that game. So
And then lost to Georgia Tech.
they lost to Georgia Tech. They did beat Miami. Do they have any other statement wins? They also
North
beat North
Carolina.
Carolina, but lost to Florida
Rutgers.
State, which is everybody's lost to Florida State pretty much. So
I figure Maryland, just off the fact that they lost to Georgia Tech and which one of the other one did they lose to?
they lost to Iowa, Georgia Tech, and FSU. So they beat all the good teams, lost all the bad teams.
So Georgia Tech. So we kind of have a
Reverse.
mini circle of suck going.
So they're
on.
Miami IRL.
We
Georgia Tech
kind of
and
have a
Maryland.
circle of suck going on, which does
Yeah.
kind of.
So you can't take head-to-head into account. So you can't really take
Well,
head-to-head into
you
account
can
here.
for some of them, but yeah, not
Not
the
all
ones
of
really involved. So
I-
here's UTSA. The problem with UTSA is I don't think they played anybody.
It said they had 2 Tier 2 wins. I don't know who that was, but
No, I don't think.
Probably
I think they were 0-1
Tulane
in
in
Tier 1.
Louisiana.
Yeah, it would have to be
Tier 2,
Tulane,
yeah, Tier 2 is
Louisiana.
Tulane, Louisiana.
I think we can eliminate UTSA from playoff
Yeah.
consideration.
Yeah, they just played a whole bunch of nobodies.
yeah, they have a losing record for combined opponents. So
Yeah, it's not
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of similar to Minnesota, but the difference is Minnesota beat the good teams or beat.
I mean,
the
but this is
Iowa.
also like a really bad conference, so I'm okay with this being like either Texas State or UTSA. It's winning in or you're not in. Like,
Yeah,
it's
and we've
just
had
one or
that
the other.
before. Like last year, even maybe it was Western Kentucky who got left out at 11-1 after losing. to Missouri.
Yeah, it was. It
Okay.
was.
Tennessee beats Texas Tech. We thought that'd be an amazing win. It wasn't. Lost to Florida. Ends up beating UNLV, who is a good team. Bama. Lost to Auburn by an inch. So their crowning achievement is UNLV and
I
Texas
think we
Tech.
can eliminate them.
In Arizona as well.
Yeah, Arizona.
Arizona's
that's-
7-5.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a 7.
It's really weird because their only two losses are close ones to teams that are in the playoff. It's really weird because outside of Tennessee, we've got this giant circle of suck going on.
You got to
Yeah.
give Wobbles a chance.
so let's look at
No.
Arkansas now. They're the last team that we're kind of considering to even look at. So got splattered. Lost LSU. That's not great. I don't see any standout game. They lost to Fresno. They did beat
Fresno.
Stanford,
Beat Stanford.
Flattered Stanford.
but that was when Stanford was bad. But that is their crowning achievement. I don't think that's better than these other teams.
I mean,
Okay. So those, I mean, we just looked at.
So we have 2
All
more
of
at
them.
large spots, right? We have 2 more at large spots because Florida's
Well, we
in, right?
have 3, but I think Florida's in. I
Yeah.
would say Georgia Tech's probably in.
Miami. I think 3 losses just kind of is.
Yeah, I think it comes down to that third one. I think
One of
we
those,
have.
one of them being a 31-8 loss to Maryland.
And I think
That's a brutal loss.
I think we just decide we have one spot, and I think you just kind of decide between Miami, Minnesota, Maryland, UTSA.
So and Maryland has head-to-head over Miami. UTSA has no good wins.
Yeah, UTSA is out as far as I'm concerned.
yeah,
Like,
I
they're,
was
they're
like,
I
completely out.
wouldn't even
UTSA
consider
is
them
gone.
at this point.
I still kind of want to consider Tennessee.
They have
I
no
just-
good
I
wins.
just
Like
do not
if you look at the picture Rick posted, UTSA has no tier 1 wins.
I mean,
Right.
Tennessee does not have any tier 1 wins.
But
either.
this
Yeah,
win
and that's
on
kind of
the
why I'm
road.
Yeah,
iffy
that's
on
sorry. That's what I meant.
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Sorry, that's what I meant. Tennessee.
Georgia Tech should be in. Georgia Tech, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
is the
that
number
win I think is good enough to
Mm.
get them in. So one more at
Tennessee
large.
lost in overtime, barely to Auburn.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, we have. Yeah, I mean, if you want to consider. So, Maryland played one extra game. Miami has 3 losses. Maryland has 3 losses. And then Minnesota and Tennessee both have 2.
Yeah, but are we going to hold a conference championship loss against teams when we say like
Yeah,
comparing
I
the
thought
2
we
to 3
already
loss teams?
established. I thought we already established we not.
We do in the sense that it kind of eliminates you. But, like, for instance, let's just use this exact example.
No, I know, but I'm saying like when we say that this is a 2-loss team versus this is a 3-loss team, I feel like that kind of like creates like a bad vibe for one team,
No,
even though they were
yeah.
in a conference championship and the other guy was sitting at home.
But for instance, in this example, Miami 9-3, only lost to Florida State by 7. I know we have the head-to-head result, but Maryland just got splattered by Florida State as well. But it also is weird because Maryland beat Miami head-to-head. So,
Yeah.
I think just the head-to-head kind of does it.
Yeah, because
but it's like
And Jesus, dude, it's not even
I
just
just
head to
don't
head. They
know.
beat the fuck out of them, dude.
Also,
Like that's
also, who's Miami's best win? North Carolina? No, Georgia Tech is their
Georgia
best win.
Tech.
Well, this comes
Yeah.
down to kind of how we decide strength of schedule because Miami's strength of schedule is insane. It's 80 to 54 or 83 to 63. Like that's
yeah, but
insane.
I feel like that's
Minnesota's
too much of a head-to-head to
playing-
ignore, dude.
Minnesota playing virtually a 500 win percentage. Maryland's
31 to
playing
8.
just above it.
Hold on, the
You
game
know?
might be frozen. Are you moving right now?
No.
Okay, that's what I was
Dude, I feel like I know y'all are saying
just
like the whole
head-to-head. It's just
head-to-head thing,
head-to-head.
dude. 31 to 8 is too large of a head-to-head to ignore, in my opinion. Like they beat the shit out of them. Like that's not.
Even with the win though, to Georgia.
No,
Tech?
I get and like I see what you're saying with the Georgia Tech win. I simply like if it was a close head-to-head, I would be totally on board with this. But with it being 31 to 8, that's way too much.
And Maryland's one really bad loss was to Georgia Tech, and their other loss in the regular season was by 9 points to Iowa.
I mean,
Who's the
yeah,
Big Ten
Maryland's
champ?
3 losses are to 3 playoff teams because we are putting Georgia Tech in. So Iowa's in the playoff and Florida State's in the playoff. So they beat everybody else. So I'm fine if Maryland eliminates Miami. I think if we think Maryland's a better team than Miami.
I
Like you have to. I feel like
Uh,
our hands are tied
I
here.
feel like yeah.
too large.
Okay. So now
Yeah,
Maryland or Minnesota? That's the question at this next kind of like head-to-head, and then we'll face them against Tennessee. Is kind of the
God,
final.
the Illinois loss is really tough.
And also
Yeah,
just
they
no, and
scraped
also no win besides
mediocre teams.
like so. There's the Iowa win, but literally it's just a bunch of meh.
Yeah, okay, well, hold on. Let's chill
So,
out with
but,
that
like,
because
Maryland
we
lost
call
to
a
Iowa.
6 wins or more. We call it a quality win. So we're
Yeah.
not gonna play semantics after that. If it's a quality win, it's a quality win. All right.
But also combined opponent record of 72 and 74.
Yeah, it's a little
That's yeah.
worse. Yeah, the
That's-
strength of
Like
schedule.
that.
So Maryland's strength of schedule though is not much better though than this one.
It was like
It's
80.
Yeah, but they
81 to
still
78.
have
But
the,
it's
they still
it's
have
at
the
least
wins though.
above. Yeah, it's
They have.
I think it's just a type of wins, in my opinion.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, Iowa's a better win than Miami though.
There's also
I'd agree with that.
so there's also common opponent here because Maryland lost to Iowa, while Minnesota beat Iowa.
I mean, if you go off best win, technically you got to give it to Minnesota, but the problem is the quality losses. Like these are both on the road, 2 bowl eligible teams, 2 scores and then 7. Not the best, right? They just
Yes.
the problem is like this is one of those situations. Do we want to punish them for a bad schedule? Because UAB, Florida Atlantic, USF, and Army.
That's the only thing that's like hanging me up about Minnesota because I really like Minnesota.
Technically,
I
Rick
just
can't
really
even make
don't
his-
like their
Rick
wins.
can't even make his own schedule.
I mean, he
Can he?
does. Yeah, but it's all
Oh, you chose
randomized.
these?
He can choose the kind of like the bowl the game comes out of, but not the team, right? Does that make sense? It gets randomized within the tiers. So he went for an easy schedule though, because none of these teams were hot last year. So he probably went for one decent team, which is Army, and then 3 shitters, all from the Sun Belt. And the Sun Belt isn't that
Yeah.
great. Did take
Sun Belt
care
is
of
I mean-
business. Penn State isn't as good as they wanted them to. That was a 1-point win.
This
They
is literally
struggled with
the
Wisconsin.
Arizona team.
Yeah. It's,
Put Belton with
This is literally Arizona all over again.
so it's like, do we want to go Maryland or Minnesota, or do you want to?
This may be a hot take here, but my thing is I feel like we have to reward Maryland because of the type of wins they have.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. It's like
You
it's
can-
the type of wins they have that kind of gets
You-
Maryland over the
It's
edge.
we're talking an easy schedule versus 3 losses against all the teams that are in the playoffs. So it's
And also, even when they did play other good teams on their schedule, they at least beat them. Other like fringe top.
yeah, that is
25
true.
teams.
You can also credit Maryland for winning their division, even though it's not the best division. So, like, they
It's a
do get
division
credit
one.
for playing the extra game too. Even though
Yeah,
it
but I
wasn't
mean,
much of
it's
one.
not like Minnesota wasn't in the hunt for their division. I mean, they were right
Yeah.
there in it.
All right, so how do we want to take this Tennessee loss to Auburn now? I mean, it's not as bad as it was thought.
They beat UNLV.
Right.
They beat everybody but Florida
Tennessee
and
probably has the
Auburn.
weakest resume here, though, in my opinion. They have no tier 1 win whatsoever.
They're awfully similar to Maryland, though.
UNLV is a good win. It's just, I mean, I think
It's
I think
fringe.
the Maryland wins over North Carolina and Miami is better than UNLV though.
That is true.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just
Florida,
those two. I feel
Auburn.
are much better than just one.
Yeah, I think Tennessee and
UNLV.
Maryland
Mhm.
have very similar resumes, but Maryland has better wins. Minnesota has technically the best win, but
God, dude, Maryland just won the games they had to, dude.
so I mean, I'm leaning Maryland. I would be fine if
I'm
we played
heavy
in
on Maryland, to
Minnesota.
be honest.
I think Tennessee is a no, and I hate to say it, poor Nick. Another Citrus Bowl, but I mean,
Tennessee and Minnesota in the citrus.
yeah, 2 coaches that are always in the Citrus. I mean, we could do that. We could. It could be Maryland and Tennessee. It could be. I mean, could put Minnesota.
My
and
pick is
Tennessee
Maryland.
there.
getting in, to be
Are we
honest.
about to see? Are we about to see Miami the Citrus Bowl again? Because weren't they in it last year? No, who was it?
I mean,
It was Auburn,
I feel
Arizona
like we're
last year.
putting Miami below these other teams that we're talking
Yeah,
about.
I don't.
Yeah.
So, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Who is our final at-large pick?
Maryland.
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 A lot of Marylands. All right. Papa Smoke barely getting in. Okay, so our at-larges are Florida, GT, so the ACC getting 2 in, and Maryland. Okay? So
ACC being a 3
now we have our 14 teams. Do we want to seed the playoff or do we want to just go rankings? I mean, it's kind of the same thing. No, well,
I think we gotta
let's do the playoff.
Yeah, I think we got a seed now.
Okay, so now this is not the fun part because there's going to be arguments to say Notre Dame should not get a top 2 seed. Remember, top 2 seeds get buys.
Correct.
I think FSU.
They finished undefeated, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, they did.
Notre Dame
Listen,
and
I have
Southern
said this
Miss
since the
Undefeated is
beginning.
are
undefeated.
undefeated.
Undefeated is undefeated.
Unless
Fuck
you're
off.
Southern Miss. Unless you're Southern Miss. I will
Yeah,
not
Southern
move on
Miss.
to Southern
Who
Miss.
is
Okay,
Southern
that's
Miss's one
fair.
one
Sorry.
win? Let me check.
Let me-
check. Who's Southern
Hey,
Miss's?
I will
Cincy.
show you Southern Miss's shitty schedule.
We're not counting the undefeated Sun Belt, but listen, dude, if you were an independent team and you were playing the teams in Notre Dame, it's not the greatest schedule, but they are still undefeated is undefeated, and I will stand by that.
The AAC champ, which great, go for it. Nothing else. 4-8, 4-8,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
7-5.
Maybe Pac-12 champ.
Powerhouse UCF at 4-8, buddy. All right.
I'm just saying, 69-90 combined record is egregiously bad. I think Southern Miss deserves a home game for being undefeated, but no, they're not sniffing a first round.
I feel like they should be like the lowest possible home team.
Yeah, can we give them like a first round home game maybe? Like the last one that gets it?
Yeah, that's what I'm
which
thinking.
Which would be what, the 8 seed?
Yeah, but let's not just pencil them in. Let's just table them off. Okay, so now where do we go from here then? So Notre Dame, are they our top seed, or do we give it to? We could consider Florida State. We could give it to Iowa State.
So I listen. I said undefeated is undefeated. Let's not get too crazy with that. They're not the number 1 seed, but they have to be top 2 in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm fine if Notre Dame's
number
not
1 Stanford.
Number 1. It makes sense. They don't have a conference championship, so it would make sense.
They don't have the resume and they don't have the conference championship, but they still did they're still undefeated. So
they beat Stanford.
They beat Stanford.
Huge win.
Navy, Army, both 8-win
Also
teams.
beat 8.
We were in a rut.
Is a good win. So
yeah.
I mean, it's not.
They beat
There's
multiple
not.
good teams.
There's not bad wins. They just took care of business. This is a similar schedule to like a Minnesota.
Yeah.
Stanford killed.
I mean, they still played over half their schedule with still a quality opponent win. So I mean, that's
well. There's 3 teams we're really considering here. So let's look at Iowa State now, and then we'll look at Florida State as well. They're both up here. So
I really like Florida State.
Iowa State
beat Iowa.
Beat Iowa.
Lost to Tech. Only loss, which we know is a good team, even though they're 6-6. Missouri, they won. Colorado, Baylor. None of these teams are ranked, though. See, that's the problem.
Handle business. Yeah,
None
their
of
Big
the
12 schedule was egregiously weak this year. I'm not.
Oh,
gonna
and
lie.
they beat Washington. Yeah, I remember the.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Classic
Sure.
for. So 2 high-tier wins. All right, Florida State. They also beat North Carolina. Lost to Arizona. So that's
opponent record of 91-67.
Jesus Christ.
It's similar. It is similar to the Texas Tech loss. They did beat Fresno, who's also in the playoff. They beat Miami, and then they beat Georgia Tech, Florida in overtime, and then they splattered Miami. I would put Florida State as the 2 seed.
Yeah, just more quality.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame got to be the 1 seed.
Yeah,
I feel
like I would give it to them on this one.
We want to reward Notre Dame and then Florida State because I feel like it'd be icky to give Florida State the 1 seed.
Yeah, I was thinking Florida State had lost for whatever reason. I forgot that they I forgot about that earlier in the season loss, to be completely honest. Yeah. So I was thinking Florida was the only loss, which was why I was like.
State and Iowa State have that one loss to a 6 or 7 win team that's kind of good, but Notre Dame took care of business against the ones that they played against.
Yeah, dude, I take back what I said. Notre Dame is my number 1 seed.
Thinking about it, I could probably put Notre Dame at 1. Now I'm thinking about it.
Okay, so that means Iowa State will be our 3 seed. I think that's pretty.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
So now this is where we could consider starting to consider the at-larges like Florida. But looking at the other conference champs, and yeah, we can consider Texas State. We can consider Auburn now because of kind of just how they're playing lately.
It's such a weird.
I mean,
team.
how is
like,
Texas
they had
State have such a good schedule? Hold on. Oh, they beat Fresno. They lost to Georgia Tech.
We can't see it.
They lose to Georgia Tech.
So they did beat Fresno, lost to Georgia Tech. Some other okay wins in conference. We don't really care about those. They did beat UTSA.
Like it
So
was
Lele,
not. There was
so-
no game within one score in the conference play. That holy moly.
Yeah,
Is
it
that
was just
enough
pure
for the?
beltage.
Is that enough for the 4 seed? Let's look at Auburn now.
Auburn has the 41-0 loss. If we give them the 4
yeah,
seed,
I'm
Yeah,
not.
I can't really.
The
I
4
guess
seed.
early in the
Over
year,
my-
but
over
that's
my
just a
dead
loss.
fucking body.
that is
can't
one of
lose a
the
game
worst
like that.
losses in SFA history. It's impressive enough they came back to win the SEC.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that-
Florida
Well,
beat them though
it's-
head to head. Hold on. And then
That
they-
too.
Okay, let's look at
And they
Florida.
won out.
Auburn at 4 over my dead body.
Yeah.
Let's look at
Gotta
Florida.
be Stanford.
So Florida
just the
had
Kentucky.
some great. I mean, look at these wins in the back half, but they have those 2
Great
bad
wins.
losses.
Just 2 horrible losses.
Dude,
I mean, look,
how do you get-
Tennessee, Auburn, Miami, and Florida State. I think Florida should be above Auburn whenever we rank
Did
them.
Florida have any significant injuries during that 2-week stretch of
Yeah, their
losses?
running backs.
They had,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a
Which
couple.
does make
So
sense.
why are we holding these losses that heavily against them then?
I mean,
Because they should still not be losing to 2 and
but
10
they
South
made up
Carolina.
for it. I mean,
It's-
Auburn, Florida State,
They
Miami,
did make up
beat
for it with
Tennessee.
3 statement wins.
Like, I mean, they beat our
But it's
number-
like I feel like that kind of like negates it though whenever they get healthy and then they go beat the shit out of 2 super talented teams, including one that we have ranked as the 2 seed.
Okay, so well, okay. So do we in this specific scenario, because we have the 4 and the 5 in the same corner of the bracket, do you reward Texas State or do you reward Florida for the big wins? Do you give it to
I
Texas
think-
State? It is year 2 of Texas State being a contender.
I-
Remember they beat Florida last year.
I would give
know
it to Texas State to be completely honest.
we do kind of
I
know that they
think-
are for real.
So I think we go Florida, Texas State, Auburn here. In the 4, 5, and 6.
I would put Texas State above all of them to be completely
Yeah,
honest.
I would put Texas State at 4.
I would too.
I
I
mean,
feel
I'm
like
fine
the,
with
the
that.
type
I don't want to
with the
take
type
away
of
from
team.
Texas State
I think that's
football.
okay. I think
Alright,
it's
I'm fine with
okay
that
to
then.
do.
It's just Florida absolutely must go above Auburn because of the head-to-head.
I would
Okay.
just like to reward Fi's dominance because his team does look dominant this year still.
Yeah.
It's not like they just took a like major step back. Like that defense is still that defense that will beat the fuck out of anybody.
And it keeps in
Yeah,
line
it's
that we
the
are
only game
rewarding
within 2
teams that
scores.
don't lose.
Yeah.
Okay, so now before we move on, we need to make sure we know where these quarterfinal games are going. So Notre Dame, are they closer to the Cotton or the Sugar?
South Bend.
Or are they closer
Mm,
to the Peach?
South Bend.
Probably
to
the Peach
Dallas.
because the Peach is in Georgia.
Yeah.
Hold on. South Bend to Dallas is 988 miles. South Bend to
To the
Atlanta
Peach.
distance is 368. Yeah, well, that's
Yeah, it's the
And
Peach.
what
I'm
about
telling you,
New
it's the Peach.
Orleans?
It's the
Yeah,
Peach.
it's
It's the
not
Peach,
New
dog.
Orleans, I'll say.
It's gonna be
Okay.
like
Yeah,
600
New
miles.
Orleans
So the
is-
Peach.
yeah,
So that
it's
means
both
then
that.
FSU, that side is
Yeah.
going to the Sugar.
Yeah.
No,
it-
the FSU would
Go to New Orleans, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
FSU would go
Sugar.
to the Orange Bowl,
For
no?
some reason, I
No,
Why
the
not
Orange
the
Bowl
Orange?
semifinal.
Oh.
Yeah, the Orange semi.
for some reason I flipped Dallas and
I always forget which bowls are the semifinals.
And then, so that means the
Oh, they
Rose
rotate?
is on. No, so
That's
that means
good.
Orange is on Notre Dame's side, and then the Rose is on FSU side. So FSU has to travel. Okay, and then ISU is closer probably to Dallas than Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
where?
Hold on.
ISU
It's
is-
Ames.
Ames to Dallas versus Phoenix.
Ames to Phoenix distance.
Yeah, that would be Dallas. It would be Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah, Ames to Phoenix is 1,300 miles.
Okay, and then Texas
Yeah, I just
State
like
will go to
blanked where
VSA.
Iowa even is. I don't know.
Okay.
It's in the Midwest. That's all you need to know.
So now I have.
Just-
So now I have Florida at 5, Auburn at 6. So then at 7, we have Georgia Tech now. We can consider Iowa. We can consider Stanford, This is the last home game if we're rewarding Southern Miss with the 8th seed.
To be completely honest, I think here is where it would be either Iowa or fuck, who else was it?
Stanford.
No, does Stanford have 3 losses?
Yeah,
Stanford has 3
Iowa
losses.
and Stanford are both 10-3.
3 quality
Or
losses.
Fresno State we could consider too. For the home
Georgia
game.
Tech. Georgia Tech was the other team I wanted to consider here. Yeah, Georgia Tech and Iowa is who I would
So
consider
is
here.
this the last home game? Yes or no? Which one is the last?
This is the last home game if we're giving Southern Miss the 8th seed.
Fuck that. No, fuck that Sunbelt resume. Fuck out of here.
But I
We're
mean,
gonna
it would
pull
be
an
in
IRL
line with
committee.
us rewarding Notre Dame.
Like, I get that to a certain extent, but like with the type of resumes that we're seeing here, it gets to a certain point where I think it's egregious. So it's.
But I mean, you got some
like
3-loss teams. Like, okay, so I'm looking at Iowa here.
All my 3 lost teams made their championships, or is Notre Dame
So Ohio State has
winning?
So 2 wins. They beat Northwestern OT. Their 2 losses are Iowa State and UNLV. That was a weird one, but they did beat Maryland. So, okay.
Hey, dude, Iowa beat a really good Northwestern team.
Okay.
Oh,
Stanford.
look at these winners.
So the problem with Stanford is like they're probably one of the hottest teams in the country, but they started out so piss poor. Lost to Rutgers.
Hold on. Lost to a championship team. Lost to Notre Dame.
Dude, you got blown the fuck out, though.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It was not great wins. I mean,
We don't give a fuck.
I
You
don't.
lost to
I don't think
Rutgers.
that's home. They've no state.
Yeah, that's
win.
not.
Where's the
It's
statement?
Whatever. When I sweep this playoffs, you can all suck a nut.
Okay, Washington
talk your
is
shit,
the-
bro.
Washington's the statement. Fresno State. I don't think
Yeah, get
Fresno
fucked,
is going to
Washington.
get a home game.
And
Yeah,
USC.
get fucked, Washington. Fucking worst school in the fucking
So
country.
beats UNLV. So there's a common opponent. Beats Texas.
Yeah.
Beats Arkansas. Loses to Florida
they beat
State and
Arkansas.
loses to Texas State.
Fresno is strong. I mean, literally, like besides Arkansas, you don't have a win.
Mhm.
Like a
I think
statement win.
I think that Arkansas win has.
They also
means
beat
Fresno
UNLV
has
and
to be
Texas.
over Stanford. I think.
Yeah, because direct common opponent loss. You know.
Yeah, I mean, their losses are really good losses, too. Damn.
And then they also have
Yeah.
3 at least decent ones. They have Arkansas, they have
They
Texas, and they have
beat the
UNLV.
shit out of Texas. Holy moly!
So
I
they
see,
did
and I also-
already face Florida
The
State.
losses
So
are close. If you
No,
look at the
you want
scores,
them in
like,
the same.
they're close losses.
Wait, hold on. Wait, so if they win this game, they'd face Florida State next?
yeah, if we put them at 7, they'd face Florida State, which they
I
already
mean-
Oh,
played. So I don't.
think.
I mean, but I don't mind with
yeah,
the.
you're right.
So
Yeah, I don't think we can place them here then.
well, if we're deciding
You
home
can give
games,
'em-
I'm fine with giving them the 8th
You
seed.
give them 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should give them 8.
If we, because I'm also kind of in agreement. Southern Miss has a pretty poor resume.
Yeah, I think that Southern Miss resume is unfortunate.
All right, and then let's just look at Georgia.
This
Tech.
pains me because I'm the biggest undefeated is undefeated guy here, but it gets to a point.
I just don't know how.
State, Maryland, Miami, Florida State. Where's their quality wins? Miami, it was early. Maryland, Texas State. So
This Southern Miss team reminds me of like the IRL 23 Liberty team.
So based off what
Oh
we're
my
seeing,
god, yes.
I'm okay with Georgia Tech. But see, here's again, Georgia Tech would have to face Florida State again.
I mean, dude, they're gonna have to rematch. We're gonna run into rematches
So
here.
so what? So
Yeah.
I say, so do we put Fresno State here then because they faced Florida State earlier in the season than Georgia Tech did?
I mean,
I don't know if y'all
I mean,
noticed, a
more
lot of these
time.
playoff teams have faced each other this season, so there's
Yeah.
gonna be rematches no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that, and you can reward the conference championship part of it for Fresno.
I like that.
And Fresno's been here year after year, so it's, it's not like it's a G5.
A little bit of
team.
user reward. I like that.
So Fresno State at 7. I think we all agree.
Yeah. And then Georgia Tech
Yep.
8. And then I think that means that they face. I think that means Iowa's at 9.
Yeah.
Big Ten champ.
3-time Big Ten champ.
Yeah, we don't like the Stanford.
I would
Let's
just
look at-
own Ohio State.
Let's look at Ohio before we see all this.
I don't. Their
because-
resume's terrible.
Well, they
They
beat
beat
Eastern
EMU.
Michigan. They beat Kent. They beat Eastern
They
Michigan.
beat Eastern
twice.
Michigan twice.
They lost the 2 big games they needed to win.
They lost to BYU and Cal. And
Which-
those
I think Ohio's got to be lower.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like that resume at all.
I just don't know if they're
going
going to be the 14 seed. We'll see.
I don't see. Yeah, I don't think they'll. I'm not sure if they'll be the 14 seed, but I just
think-
don't. You just can't put them over Iowa. And
This is
Stanford
the
right
first
now.
year where we really
I'm
haven't
telling
had.
Southern Miss to be
This is
there.
the first year we really haven't had a shitter in the playoff. Like Ohio, this
Yeah.
would be like an 11 seed last year or 2 years ago. So this is nice. So okay, I think this is pretty easy the rest of the way. If I'm being honest,
Yeah.
I mean I think we go Iowa at 9.
Yep.
So
Yep.
where do we want to put Southern Miss? That's kind of the biggest.
we got to put them like in the
A
next
10? I'm okay with 10.
Like we got to put them soon. We can't put them at the bottom just to reward because we got to reward the undefeated.
And well, do we reward Iowa for a Big Ten championship over Georgia Tech and give them the home game or no?
There's
I
only
kind of
want to.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say reward not only that, reward the three-peat.
That too.
And they did beat
Yeah.
Ohio State 2 times in 3 weeks. I don't know.
Yeah, just reward the three-peat. I like that. I'm
against Georgia Tech.
I just think it makes more sense because it's kind of weird to say the Big Ten champ going on the road to the ACC at large.
Third place team of the ACC.
Yeah, didn't even play in their CCG. Yeah.
That tracks.
Okay, so teams left that we have to put in are Southern Miss, Maryland.
Cincy.
I do at this
Stanford.
point. I think we put it off
where
enough.
even
Southern
is
Miss has to
Cincy
go
on
in.
here. Hold on, we do have to put Cincy. Where even is Cincy so far down? Where are they?
Cincy
Oh,
might
they're
be.
They're-
No, they're 24.
Oh, they're 24th. Let's look at Cincy's.
Cincy
Is
might
this
be
our
bad.
shitter? Is this our
American was
shitter?
really weird.
Probably.
This
They
is our
beat Old
shitter.
Dominion and OT.
This is our shitter. Oh
68
my
and
God.
90 combined
Lost to
record.
Southern
think
Miss.
And they lost to Southern Miss. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
I
our
think we
14
have a
seed.
14 seed here.
Yeah, that's
This
pretty
is
obvious. Okay,
Jesus Christ, that is
so Cincy
wow.
is 14. 13
guys, they
is
almost beat East
probably
Carolina.
Ohio. I
So
think
10
that's
is
Yeah,
Ohio?
13 I think
Yeah,
should be
13 is Ohio.
13 is Ohio.
So now we have 3 teams. We have Maryland, Southern Miss, and Stanford. I think
Stanford.
I figure Maryland should be 12.
And then Stanford.
you think Stanford over Maryland? Maryland has the
Yeah.
crazy schedule.
Fuck no, dude. Stanford is not with those losses. Hell no, not over fucking Maryland. What the fuck?
Now I would
All
say
right, Wins.
I
He's-
mean,
he's personally disrespecting you.
Well-
He's saying "fuck you" to your face.
well, I think how we see these teams more based on seeding. Like if we put Maryland at 10, then if they beat Fresno, it's a rematch with Florida State. If we put Southern Miss there, it's not. I mean, do you just give?
Just put Stanford at 5 and call it a day.
No.
Yeah, you wish, buddy.
So I think Maryland should be 11 or 12.
I'll run the table.
Maryland should be 11. I think they got to go over Stanford. Or do we give Stanford the conference championship win? Because they did win their conference.
Let's go. No, let's go.
I think that's just too egregious of loss. Like their losses they're not just losses. They got their shit kicked in by bad teams.
Let's go. Southern Miss 10.
who did they get their shit kicked in by again? They
Maryland.
lost to
I lost
lost
the
to
championship team,
Arkansas?
Rutgers,
Stanford.
championship team at Arkansas, and Notre Dame.
Let's. Okay.
that's
All
not as
early
bad as I
season.
thought it was.
I think we should go
Just
Southern Miss, Maryland, Stanford, because Stanford's 10-3.
I agree.
They only beat
7 in a row.
Washington and Arkansas. Maryland has better wins, and Southern Miss has to eventually get some credit for being undefeated.
Rewarded, yeah, you get rewarded at some point.
I mean, it's a road game to Fresno. Good luck, but okay.
Here's your reward, a loss.
So what I'm looking at is top 2 buys, Notre Dame, Fresno State. And then
Mhm.
the 7-10 matchup in the top right corner is Fresno, Southern Miss. And then top left, the 8-9 matchup, Iowa, Georgia Tech. And then in our bottom left, it's Texas State, Ohio. That's the 4-13 matchup. And then Florida, Stanford. That's the 5-12. And on the right side, you got Iowa State, Cincy. That's the 3-14. And then the 6-11 matchup is Auburn, Maryland. Did Auburn and Maryland already play or no? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
Oh, they did
So we
not.
have the playoff set. I think that's great. Now we have to seed them. So remember the
I thought
the
that was the
rankings-
seeding.
Well, that's the seeding for the playoff, but the top 25, I mean. Because this determines the rest of the bowls. So I'm just going to pencil in kind of how it makes sense. So Notre Dame's the #1 team. Florida State is #2. Iowa State, 3. Texas State, 4. #5 is Florida. 6 is Auburn. 7 Fresno. 8 Iowa. 9 Georgia Tech. 10 Southern Miss. So 11 is Maryland. So this is where we can start to put new teams, because we don't have to put Stanford, Ohio, or Cincy 12 through 14. They can be lower. So do we want to put Cincinnati at 25?
Absolutely. You gotta put them at the rock goddamn bottom.
Okay.
That was the
Yeah.
worst shit I've ever seen. Oh my, no. Nowhere else. That is it.
Okay. So the teams we were deciding was Minnesota, Miami, and Tennessee. I think you put Minnesota and Tennessee together, and Minnesota had the better win than Tennessee, so I think you put Minnesota over Tennessee, and then put Miami right after. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
So at 12, it would be Minnesota. 13 would be Tennessee. 14 would be Miami.
where's Stanford and Ohio going?
5.
So, well, where do we
The
want
Cabo
to put?
round 1.
Would we could then put Stanford here at 15. I think that makes some sense. Because they're kind of like after our this is like our little at-large chunk.
Yeah.
So Stanford.
So 1 through 11 is identical to seeding, right?
Yes, and then Minnesota, Tennessee, Miami, and then Stanford. So now at 16, this is where, like, I kind of like going off Rick's thing for the most part. Kind of. I mean, some teams definitely I want to give a look that aren't on here, but... So, like, who's next? Ohio. Ohio's the only other team we have to seed here. Next we could go, like, UTSA.
UTSA's got to be ranked, like, top
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go UTSA at 16. I think that's fair. And then 17. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's not like UTSA like had a
We
gotta,
terrible season.
we
They
gotta rank
lost
Ohio
to-
State. We gotta rank Ohio State here.
yeah, I think that. kinda
Why?
makes- I
Did-
mean, they're
did-
10 and
They're a
They
3.
lost
10-win
to them.
team. 10-win team, and we gotta rank Washington here too, most likely. And
Yeah,
Arkansas.
well, so yeah, I think Arkansas, Eastern Michigan, we should rank, because their only 2 losses are to Ohio. I think you should rank Washington. I think we should rank Ohio State. So that was at 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Do we rank UNLV? I don't know.
Mm,
UNLV
Well,
has the Tennessee win.
The 7 tier 4 wins. Am I reading that correctly?
Yeah, UNLV had a good. For for the most. They had a hard
Yep.
schedule.
Mountain
so lost
West
to
was
Kent
either
State. They
really
beat
good teams
Iowa.
or absolute
Lost to
shitters.
Tennessee. Beat Boise. Lost to Fresno. So they have 3 Tier 4 losses or Tier 1 losses. So I mean, their best win is Iowa and Boise,
Iowa
which I
win
mean,
is
I think
impressive.
that's like back end
I think
kind of
ranked
rankable.
here. Yeah, I think it's rankable.
Okay, so
It is.
at 17 though, do we want to put any of these teams over Ohio? Because I mean, Ohio doesn't really have a great resume. I think Ohio
what
makes
is
sense at
Ohio's-
like 20.
What does Ohio State look like?
I mean, they don't really have many wins though. It's just, but they lost to Northwestern and Iowa
Lost
twice.
to Iowa twice. Beat everybody else they're supposed to beat outside of Northwestern. They have no good
That
wins.
was. Oh my god.
So
that
I
is
think they're
bad.
rankable late, right? It's just-
Oh my gosh, that is bad.
remember, their whole division wasn't very good.
So what? Illinois, Indiana,
Yeah, no great
and
wins. So I think Ohio State we rank
Michigan
in
are
like
their only
the late
quality
20s.
wins.
And Northwestern beat the dog piss out of them too.
That
So
is
I mean,
true.
I think you put Washington over Ohio State.
Can we see Washington?
You know, I do think it's funny. The only people to take down Ohio State this year though are Dash and Gash.
Washington lost to North
So-
Carolina, Stanford.
I mean, they lost to Iowa State, North
State
Carolina.
by three.
Yeah, but then they don't have any
They
big
just
wins
didn't beat
outside
anybody.
USC.
Yeah.
So I think they're over Ohio State. I think we could honestly, it could be the 22 through 24 is Washington, Ohio State, Eastern Michigan. I think that's
I'm cool with that.
That'd be some of the lowest ranking 10-win teams I've ever seen. Especially in Power Conference history.
yeah. This
It's just
this
one
has
of those
been a
years, dude.
weird- Yeah, it's a weird year. EMU. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots, but we have to rank Ohio. So one of these teams could be UNLV, Arkansas, and then we gotta decide: are we gonna rank North Carolina? Probably. We could rank in Illinois or a
They
Texas
did
somewhere.
beat Auburn 41-0.
Yeah, I think North Carolina is rankable. I mean, we could see their schedule. Remember, they have injuries.
A&M.
Isn't their quarterback dead?
Yeah. So I mean,
A&M
they
and North
beat
Carolina.
Washington. They barely lost to Maryland, who's a playoff team. Lost to NC State. Lost to Miami. Beat Auburn. Lost to Florida State. So they are competitive. I mean, you put that at 21.
I'd probably, I might put them at 6, to be honest.
Well, they beat Washington head-to-head, so we could beat... I mean... Do we want to just reward Arkansas and put them 17?
I mean,
Yeah, I
let me
just
see. What does
God,
Arkansas
dude.
look
That,
like?
I mean, they don't have a bad resume. It's just the way
Nothing's
they
good
lost
at this
today.
point.
Recency bias is just kicking their ass right now.
Beat
Stanford.
Hawaii, beat Stanford, lost to Fresno. I think we have to put them at 17 then.
Put Arkansas at 17?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
I
they
mean,
did
I don't
win.
hate it. I just don't like it either.
Okay, so we'll go Arkansas. And then 18. I think this is where we just probably stick Ohio.
Yeah.
18. So we have 19, 20, 21. One of these will be North Carolina. Do we have two
Another will be
teams we
UNLV.
like more than North Carolina? I mean, I think UNLV probably should be in there. I don't like ranking Kent State. I don't think they did anything.
No, we're not
They're up
ranking a
top,
MAC
they're up
team
top.
that has
They're
like
up
2
top.
losses, dude.
Yeah.
We're not ranking a
No,
10 and 2
I
MAC
like
team.
Eastern Michigan more.
I mean, I'm trying to think who.
Then
A&M.
down below, I mean, it's these teams down here. these are the best resumes left. You got like Illinois, Texas, Boise. We could look at
A&M.
A&M is
I
gonna
mean-
be some booty cheeks McGee stuff. Let me pull it up.
It's 20
Who's Army played?
So Syracuse, New
Cubes,
Mexico. Oh, nasty.
Beat Baylor.
Lost to Texas. Here, let's look at Texas.
Who's Army played?
Lost Texas Tech. That's okay. Beat Oklahoma. Lost to Fresno. Lost to Missouri, who was decent. Lost to Iowa. I mean, Texas could be ranked. That would be. I don't think this high. The problem is we might have to move up Washington and Ohio State just because.
Nobody else deserves to be over them.
So, okay. So let's go UNC at 19. We'll move up Washington to 20. Move up Ohio State to 21. We'll leave EMU at 24, because that's kind of more of like a pity rank. And then the last two, I think, are UNLV. And then we could either do Texas.
What about Boise? Is Boise?
I see Army's wins.
Yeah, there, let's look
Army's-
at. We'll look at Boise and
Army,
Army. Lost to Stanford. Beat Baylor.
Beat North
Lost
Texas.
to Colorado State. Lost to UNLV.
Lost to UNLV.
Nothing else.
No.
Army. Beat Navy. Lost to Notre Dame. Lost to Minnesota. Lost to Illinois. Lost to Florida. Beat UTEP. That's just. They lost to every team
Nope.
they played that was any good. Yeah, no. Okay.
This
So-
might be one of the worst rankings ever.
Yeah, let's just go Texas and UNLV. I think that's.
Alright, UNLV at 22, Texas at 23.
Yeah. Okay. So, just to make sure I ranked everyone we're supposed to. Cincinnati, 14. 13, Ohio, we ranked at 18. Stanford, we ranked at 15. 11, Maryland. 10, Southern Miss, and everything else is correct. What a weird year. Okay. So that means it's going to be Minnesota, Tennessee, and the Citrus. Let me just make sure they haven't played each other.
No, man. What is this? Nick's fucking 11th time in the Citrus?
I mean, he just keeps losing the critical games and then not having any good wins. I don't know what to tell him. At UNLV, I mean, Florida, yeah, no, he didn't play him. I mean, if Texas Tech would have just been better, they'd probably be in the playoff. But that's, you gotta win the games.
Intentional tank.
Yeah. Okay, so don't leak anything. I'm gonna get the graphics going, and then yeah, I'm gonna work on releasing bowls.
Oh, we get to see our bowl matchups tonight?
Either tonight or late tomorrow night. So
What
Yes,
two
tonight.
6 teams? What 2 6 and 6 teams make the bowls?
Yeah, since we're Patreon, we deserve to know.
it's likely gonna be Texas Tech, Kentucky, unless Rick tells me otherwise.
Oh, Pizza, you gotta find another way to lose a heartbreaker. I feel bad
But
for
I'm
you,
pretty
man.
sure it's. I don't think the SEC.
He still
championship
manages
is
to
in
find a
it.
way to finish with a losing record this year.
We are going for the 6-7 record.
Oh